So I am here at Chateau Kitchens and Home Remodeling in Carmel, Indiana, and I am going to be interviewing Stephen Moore, the owner, and we will find out a little bit more about him. Stephen, one of the biggest things that I always ask when interviewing an entrepreneur or an owner is, how in the world did you get into this business and why?
I always wanted to run my own business. When I was 16, I started a landscaping company, just me and one other guy. And after that, I knew I wanted to run my own business. I thought I was really good at it. I felt like I was a leader. Felt like I always got the leadership awards throughout school. So I wanted to study entrepreneurship at Ball State. And my dad approached me and he said, "No one wants to hire an entrepreneur, Stephen."
Yep.
He's like, "You need to study finance." And so I did, and I enjoyed it. And then he came up to my dorm my senior year and he said, "Hey, why don't you come work for me at Chateau Kitchens?" He started the company 20 years ago. Okay, so in 2006 he started the company. So that would have been about 7 years later, he approached me to come help him run the business. And he said, "You're gonna work from the bottom." So I started out doing grunt work and delivering cabinets and tearing out tile floors. And I knew that someday I would probably take over the company. And that kind of got escalated after he had some health issues, and then I took over in 2020.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So you've been running and owning the company for about 5 or 6 years now?
Yeah, a little over 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been running the company. So I took over at age 30, which is kind of a daunting task. But I always knew I wanted to run my own business. I always knew I was good at managing people and managing clients and setting those expectations.
What is it about, like when you mentioned when you were 16, you were mowing yards or doing landscaping and some different things. What was it about the entrepreneurial spirit that you just kind of loved and gravitated towards?
I was always wanting to strive to be my own boss. I was always flipping things. I'd buy things on Facebook Marketplace for $100 and sell it for $200 and think, wow, I just made $100.
Sure.
So I was just always interested in that. All the jobs I had growing up, I started working when I was 15 years old. And I just always realized that I think I could do this.
And by the way, your showroom is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
I loved walking around and checking it out. For our listeners, if they're in the central Indiana area or north side of Indianapolis, what are some things that you would say I hang my hat on that Chateau is a little different than a lot of the other companies out there?
So we have a phenomenal reputation. We have amazing 5-star reviews. We've got 100,000 followers on Instagram, 10,000 followers on Facebook. We have a huge clientele. We do about 300 and 400 projects a year. So what sets us apart is our team. We have 30 employees. We're turnkey. You know, if you want a remodel, we start demo to final clean. We do it all, which is kind of rare.
All in-house?
All in-house, yep, yep. We have what we call captive subcontractors, so plumbers, electricians, drywallers, painters that work for us every single week. But we have our own project managers, lead carpenters, designers. We've got a whole staff, 26 vans out driving around all day long. My rolling billboards is what I call them.
Absolutely.
But yeah, just the customer experience. I'm firm on we take care of the customer. You know, if they're unhappy about something, okay, what can we do to make you happy? Do you want us to replace it? Do you want a credit? What can we do? Because our reputation is more important than our bottom line. We have technically a 2-year warranty on our projects, but we get calls every day, 5 years, 10 years, whatever, that my door needs adjusted or this needs adjusted. We just go do it. I've never sent a service call bill or anything like that. We take care of them. Once you do a project with Chateau, you're kind of like in the Chateau family, if that makes sense.
No, that does. So Stephen, one of the big questions I always ask small business owners is, what kind of struggles do you run into on a weekly or monthly basis?
I would say, managing people is tough. We are really tight-knit in our company, but there are a lot of personalities and everything else that has to jive. So I would say that is difficult at times for me.
Try to keep the morale and the culture.
Yeah, that's really important. That's kind of what my dad set the foundation for that, and I've grown it. Other than that, remodeling can be tough. You are going into somebody's home, they live there with their kids and their dogs and everything else, and you're tearing their home apart. So it can be stressful. It's a stressful situation, and we try to make it as least stressful as possible.
One of the questions I also ask, if you were talking to another business owner out there or somebody where you were, maybe 10 years ago, is that entrepreneurial spirit, I want to start my own business. Do you have any advice or tips or anything that you would give to a listener?
It's extremely rewarding to be able to grow your own business. It's not, I go to work, I leave work, and I don't think about it. I'm always striving to improve, because if you don't improve, you're going to get run over, by your competition or others. So being able to form these ideas, and some of them might not pan out, but be able to form these ideas and these procedures that you implement, or ways that you can take care of your employees and everything else, is very rewarding and very, it just gives me a purpose.
You bring up something that, every idea might not work out, but that's kind of a business owner's job, is to be the visionary of the company, and you might come up with 5 off the wall things, but maybe 2 of them are something that actually work in your business.
Yeah, that happens often.
Yeah,
I would say.
yeah.
The team is great. Without the team, I wouldn't be here, and really appreciate and respect every single one of them. We've got 30 employees now, and they're all fantastic at what they do.
Yeah. I can tell already in meeting you that you care.
Yeah, if you ask anybody at Chateau about me and how I run my business, it's that I care, and that the work-life balance is extremely important. My life kind of changed the past 5 years, and it's changed my perspective on everything. I lost my dad to cancer. That's why I took over the company. My fiance got sick and got diagnosed with leukemia and passed away shortly after my dad did. So I've gone through some really difficult times while trying to take over a business and grow a business at 30 years old. It was a daunting task, but it changed my whole perspective on, hey, we're not just here to work. We're here to live our lives, to be there for each other. My team stuck by me the entire time.
But going through those adversities is what life is about, and it really shows your character. You always feel like when your chips are down, that's when your real character is defined, and I really commend you for hanging through that, carrying on your dad's legacy, obviously, in the business. I think it segues really into my last question, and that is, has God played any role in your life, whether it's through your personal struggles or whether it's through your business?
So that's a tough question for me. So I grew up in a church, right? And we were there every Sunday, very involved with the church family. Once I went to college, and shortly after, I really kind of strayed away from that.
Okay.
I'll be real honest with you, and started really questioning it. And when my dad got sick and Mallory got sick, I questioned it even more. But the past, I'd say, past 2 to 3 years, I've really kind of latched onto my faith. I've got a lot of people in my inner circle that have been helping me, kind of understand the God winks that happen, the things that happen that aren't coincidences. And just having that inner circle, of strong Christians has definitely helped me. When you sit there and you're like, why?
Yeah.
Why did these things happen to such amazing people?
Yeah, I have to live my life believing that the reason we're here is because He's gotten us through that, and continues to inspire us. And I think it's a big part of small businesses and business owners in general, is there's a lot of things that happen on a day-to-day basis that we can't control. And having, God as kind of the center of that is something I would really encourage everybody to do. You seem very well-rounded and everything else. So I just really appreciate the time coming in today, and I can't thank you enough. Stephen, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And once again, everybody, I am at Chateau Kitchens and Home Remodeling in Carmel, Indiana. If you are building a new home or needing a remodel of a home, make sure you look these guys up. They are legit. Their showroom is beautiful. The staff that I've met today has been amazing as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Appreciate it.